What would you do if your spouse passed away and you immediately found out that they were 1 year older than what they originally told you over a decade ago? What would you do? How would you feel? Imagine if your spouse told you before you got married that they couldn't have any children, none at all. But whenever your spouse passed away, you found out that she had 2 sons. What would you do? How would you feel? And how would you feel as if you had a decade-long marriage and it was absolutely perfect, filled with love, everything was perfect? What would you do if your spouse made some promises to you after they passed away that you would inherit some things? But whenever they passed away, you didn't inherit a damn thing. Her son inherited everything. How would you feel? But again, she loved you. She gave you the best decade of marriage that you've ever had in your life. How would you feel? What would you do? What would you do if your spouse told you that her maiden name was a certain name, but whenever she passed away, you found out that that wasn't her real maiden name? In other words, your marriage was basically built off of lies, but it was a great, perfect marriage. What the hell would you do? How would you think? You know, it's bad enough trying to deal with the death of a spouse, but can you imagine trying to deal not only with the death, but now you've got to deal with all of these secrets? Because now you don't have any answers and no way to get the answers at all. All you're left with is a bunch of questions. Could you imagine what that would feel like? Do you know how embarrassing that would be?